Congratulations. Let me make sure that I'm glad everybody asked the questions that I'm not going to ask. So I asked this question. The Sacramento Monarchs. Now, Jerry, you done did everything. You a man of many talents, joke of all trades, jack of all trades, I'm sorry. And you did a lot for this organization in the last 35 years. But one of the things that impresses me about your work is your work with the Sacramento Monarchs, the WNBA team, which is now defunct in Sacramento. What are your thoughts, when you look back on that period in your career here?
I really enjoyed it. It was a real blast for me to be in charge, and it was one of those times where I could actually do what I wanted, trade who I wanted, draft who I wanted, build the team the way I wanted, and it really did go well. And then to the opportunity to be associated with, the Ruthie Boltons and Tisha Pinicheros and Yolanda Griffiths and Kara Lawson, just terrific young women that really, really competed and wanted to learn. I always remember Kara would come in my office and we'd talk basketball for hours, or Tisha, so those are some of my best memories, of being here.
And speaking of, Kara, you're the one that got her into sports broadcast journalism, even though she's, the coach of Duke right now.
Well, I told her too, and she's terrific in broadcasting. Kara's just terrific in everything. But I always told her, I said, you're going to coach. I said, you need, you just knew she was a coach. And I think, I always tell people, it's like, I told this to Doug Christie. I said, Doug should be a coach at some point. I think he's got it in him. You can always go back to TV. You can always be an old TV guy like me when it's all over, do that. But I thought with Kara, you just saw the talent, whatever she wanted to do, she'd be really good at it.
I look at you as an evaluator of talent in this business, whether it's on the basketball court or in the broadcasting booth. How do you look at yourself?
I think that's pretty accurate. I think it's knowing people. I think it's like in any business. You get to know people or study them. You kind of get an idea now what will work, how will his talents translate to the NBA, how will her talents, and what can they do with their lives, what kind of people are they. So, I think there's some truth in that. That goes back to my college days when I was a college division coach and all. You really had to evaluate people correctly, and if you didn't recruit well, obviously you wouldn't win, and so you had to get good people, good people with talent, and so yeah, I think that's a good. I'm very comfortable with that.
Thank you. My last question: the Sacramento Monarchs winning that championship 15 years ago. How do you look back on that, and what's your thoughts?
Well, that was really just so exciting. The players worked so hard; they deserved it. To prove they were the best in the world. And I know when I took over in the middle of their first year, we were the worst team in the league, and to go from that to the very best. We got to the point where we were among the best for a couple of years before that. But so it's a process, and it's really, like I say, just real joy to see the Tishas and the Yolandas and Karas, get what they deserved, and that was the championship.
Jerry, congratulations once again. If there's anybody who should have a media interest named after him in this business, it is certainly you.
Well, thank you very
and
much.
I could say that with all my heart.
Well, thank you. You mean a lot. We've been through a lot.
Yes, we have. We've been around. Yes, sir.
I always say we've been to county fair and rode every ride.
That's that Midwestern in them, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
One more, Jerry. One more. Okay. John Cunningham. You see him up here? You here?
Oh, I see Sean.